Hi, in this video we are going to see access specifiers in Java. Now we have the knowledge of inheritance as well as creating and using the packages. With these two basic knowledge on inheritance and packages, now we can explore four access specifiers: public, protected, default and private. Now we have the basic knowledge. In the previous two videos, we saw how to create packages and use packages. And before that, we saw the basics of inheritance, how to derive a class from the existing class. Now, with these two basic knowledges, now we are in a position to explore all the four access specifiers in Java. So in this video tutorial series, we already know private and public. Now we will study this private and public scope in terms of inheritance as well as packages. In addition, we will also learn other two access specifiers, so protected and default. First, we will explore the public access specifier. Public members are accessible anywhere in the class. That means the class can be in the current package or it can be in a different package. We can access the public members anywhere in the packages. The picture beside shows the public access specifier and its access. In the picture, if you see, there are two packages. One is package A and package B. In package A, we have a class called class A. It has a public member. So before the access specifier, we will look at the relation between these classes. In package A, we have a class called class A. Then class A1 is derived from class A. That means A is the main class and A1 is a subclass. So there is an inheritance here. But here in the inheritance, class A and A1 exist in the same package A. Then there is a standalone package, standalone class called B. So all three classes A, A1, B exist on package A, and A1 is derived from class A. And there is one more package called package B. In this package we have two classes, class A3 and class A2 and class C. If you see, class A2 is derived from a class which is in a different package called package A. Class C is a standalone class in package C. Class C is a standalone class in package B. So class A is a main class or superclass for two subclasses A1 and A2. A1 is in current package A. A2 is in a different package called package B. So with this, if you look at the access, the public member in class A can be accessed in all the classes. It includes class A also. So the public member can be accessed in class A1, B, A2, C. In the legend below, you can see that the tick mark is member is available via inheritance. That means in class A1, we no need to create instance of class A. We can directly access that public member as it is automatically get derived into A2. But in class B and class C, we can create instance of A, then access the public member through dot operator. But the point here is that the class member is accessible anywhere. A1, B, A2, C all access this public member. Now let us look into the protected member. Protected members are accessible within the same package. So previously we saw that public member is accessed anywhere in the class. A protected has some restriction on top of public. We will see what is that restriction, but if it is within the same package, there is no restriction. That means all the classes in the same package can access the protected members. But if it is a outside package, only the class that derived from the base can access the base class protected members. The picture beside shows this. If you see, the picture is same compared to the previous one, but here the class C cannot able to access the protected member in class A because it's a standalone class and there is no inheritance relation. But class A2 can access the class A member. Now let us look at the default access specifiers. A default member can be accessed inside the same package. So it is just like the protected, but these default members cannot be accessed outside the package. So even inheritance won't help. If a class is inherited outside the package, access specifiers cannot be accessed. I mean, default member cannot be accessed. The picture beside shows this. If you see, the restriction is now lifted. Outside the package, we are not able to access it. Class A2 cannot access default access specifier. That means a member not marked with any access specifier, that is a member is not marked with the private, public or protected. So that's what called a default access specifier. So when a member is marked with the default access specifier, we cannot access it in A2 as well as C, since these two classes resides in package B. We cannot access the default access specifier, a member with a default access specifier. So the topmost restriction goes to private access specifier. Private member hold high restriction. That means outside the class it cannot be accessed. The rule is simple, whether it is same package or different package. If a class is outside the current class, we cannot access the private members. It can be accessed only inside the class in which it resides. That means if you have a member function in the current class, then those member functions only can access those private members. That's why we call these members are private to that class. That means outside the class it cannot be accessed. The picture beside shows this. If you see, the restriction is everywhere. We cannot access the private member in A1 and in class B. These two resides on the same package, and class 1 even inherits from class A, but still we cannot access the private member. So outside the package, we don't need to specify. So since it's outside the package, it definitely cannot be accessible. Alright, now let us explore this in a Eclipse. Here in Eclipse you can see we created two packages for demo purpose. In this first package we have three classes, class A, B as well as C. Class A is a standalone class. It has a private member called public member called member. Then we have some print method. So here we are accessing that public member. Then class B, which is in the same package, package 1. Then here we are trying to create an instance of A that is in the present package, pkg1. Then we are trying to access that public member here, obj.member. So it's accessible here. Then we created a class called C within the same package, pkg1. Then we are extending that from class A, which is also in pkg1. Then since there is a inheritance, we are trying to directly access the member from package 1 class A. Alright, so far if you see here, there is no error in the problem type also, we can see it. Next we created a class called T which extends A. So since we want to test the member that is accessible inside the print method here, we are importing the package 1 and the class that stays inside the package 1. Simply we are importing the class A from package 1. But class T resides on package 2 and it extends a class A in package 1. Alright, if you see class T is derived from class A, which is defined in package 1. So here also we are directly accessing the member because of this inheritance, and we don't see any error because the member is public in class A. In standalone class X, which belongs to a different package, package 2, this is package 1, this is package 2. In package 2 we are creating the instance of A, then we are trying to access the public member. So the member is public here, we are trying to access that here in a different class which is part of a package 2. So we don't hit any error. That means a member derived public here can be accessed anywhere. Now we will change this as protected. We will save this. So once I save, you can see Eclipse will place a error mark in the class file name. If you see, in X we cannot access that member, in other classes we can able to access. So that's the protected. Here T, since it is derived from A, we can able to access it. So derived from A, so we can able to access it, but X we cannot access. And if you look at the error, it says a member is not visible, 2 quick fixes available. One is change the visibility of member to public. So that's what Eclipse is advising. So since it's a separate instance in package 2, it is asking us to change the protected member as public. That means we previously changed it from public to protected. Now it is asking to change it to public. So once you make it to public, then you can access it here. Or it is saying create getter or a setter for the member. So if you create a getter and setter, you know what happens? The Eclipse will place those members, I mean the getter and setter member. It will be like a get member, set member. So those two methods will become public in class A. So that's one way of resolving this. The other one is changing the member as a public. So it's not our aim to study rectify this error here, but here we are studying what happens when we change the scope of the member to protected. So protected members are not accessible outside the class, but inherited members can access it. I mean inherited class. Alright. Now let us go back to class A. We will make it as a default member. So if you don't specify any access specifier, then it is called as a default member. Now I'm going to place a save all here, and you can see inside the package we won't see any problem since it's a default access specifier. All classes within the package 1, that means class A, B, C, all three can access this member, but the classes which belongs to a foreign package cannot access this member. Now I'm going to put save all, and you can see restriction is lifted to class T as well. Even though it is a derived class, we cannot access it. Alright, now we will go to the most restrictive access specifier, private. If we put a save all, you can see it is lifted everywhere. So it cannot access the private member. So we doesn't specify a specifier, that's why it gave error. Now if you see, the restriction is even inside the package, only class member can access it. Once again we will change it to default and put save all. You can see the classes within the package can have access to it. If I make it as protected, this one will the class T can access it through inheritance. And if I put public, it can be accessed anywhere. Right. So we explored this in Eclipse. That's all here in this video tutorial. If you like the channel, subscribe it, and we will see in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.